you're new here, welcome, and to my regular fan base, welcome back. So, it's been a while since I've posted, quite some time actually. Um, it has been a while, and I just want to say that very grateful and blessed to be back. I've been undergoing a lot of personal challenges lately, pertaining towards my child and I. I have to be very careful um, regarding the specificities of how much I say. Because in life, there's a harsh truth to face and a bitter pill to swallow. And that accountability doesn't seem to exist. Many individuals, they run away from that. And I've had to learn the hard way that everybody just is protecting their own position, is covering their own bum, and nobody's going to admit that they're wrong when they did you wrong. And subsequently, it's meant that I have had to stack up a lot of evidence myself in order for the truth to come out. Now, why am I explaining all this? Well, two things. The first thing is, you'll all have noticed that I've been posting recently loads of flashback videos of when my son was younger. Now, on one hand, this is good because it shows a timeline authenticity. I've only been doing this for not even a year, as in endeavoring towards being a coach and becoming a parent coach, teaching emotional control, how to unlock your inner child to create and enriching and flourishing bonds, how to be there spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, developing technical mastery in all these areas that I've done on my boy, and teaching that up onto others. My Facebook profile speaks for itself. And there's many nuances of information you will see, many variables of whether it's no matter what the setting is, or the situation, or the type of thing we're doing, regarding the event, the scenario of the mood behind it. We're always playful together. We're always in tune with each other, me and my son. We're always, what I like to say from the spiritual perspective, really engaged, like with a complete immersion. Now, do we get our bad moments? Absolutely. Is it all sunshine and rainbows? Absolutely not. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. And just like everybody else, there is the bad and there is the ugly. Now, in order to promote accountability and transparency, so that's reason number one. Reason number two is I want to. So that explains, like, the flashback videos, why I haven't been posting content up until present day. But, of my son, I mean, till present day. But I'm currently going through the parental alienation process. Now, many of you know my story since we've met quite some time ago. I have to be very careful what I say, just due to personal circumstances. I can't say too much at this moment, as much as I would like, because I could get into a lot of trouble. I mean, it's like one rule for me and one rule for thee, baby. When you, if it's the authority messing you around, it's not an issue. But when you stand up to the authority and you stack and back and, jack your case up with just complete proof of how you are as a being, proof of from babyhood to now present day, so many golden memories, moments, proof of um hmm, proof of evidence in many layers. I'll just say that I can't be specific. Again, I have to protect myself. But when you do all of these things, they don't like that. They don't like that because the authority, they can't accept accountability. What they'll do is they'll do a lot of narcissists do. They'll blame shifts and they'll deflect and they'll project. You know, they're actually the resembling and, or I should say, they are the resemblance. They embody narcissistic people, and I feel that a lot of narcissistic individuals do work in authority, which isn't surprising at all, right? But what I will say is, see, all I've ever needed was this, because all my evidence, in addition to my profile, I've got so many things, and when that time's right, and I'm able to do such, I want to explain each and everything to everyone, um, and transmute all of my negative into positive, and extract, you know, the lessons from the lessons, and that is to teach, educate, inspire, empower other people who are being fucked over themselves, who are being walked over themselves, who don't know how to stand up for themselves, especially vulnerable people who don't know how to speak or how to come across peaceful and political yet aggressive or respectfully aggressive when needed. And it's my wish to teach these strategies that I've learnt, because it's not only has it got me to where I am now in life, it's also helped me throughout all the hardships of as a kid growing up in my life. It's helped me to survive, you know, everything I've been through. I won't go on, that's another story for another time. But my upbringing, where I've lived, if you know, you know. Situations, I've gone through some stuff, right? And many types of variables of things, really, truly. And my mind is like critical thinking. I'm very good at, I've had such a hard centered life, critically speaking wise. My mind is able, it does adapt, and it has, and it always, it's never let me down. I'm 36 years old now, I'm halfway through my life. But it's really, what I'm saying is, or what I'm trying to accentuate is, my story is not a waste. It's led me up to this point. It's made me strong for my son. It's given me, from being put into the care system myself, because I was given away. You know, my mum and dad's, mental health wasn't understood back then in the days, right? These days, everyone's got a mental health problem. Everyone's effed up ever since COVID, because you cannot feel without experience or experiencing. And the point is, it took a worldwide pandemic, for a guy like me to be remotely understood, as well as not just me, it's so many other individuals, additionally also, right, who have like moderate problems, but have been, and then you got people that like have had a normal life pre-COVID, and then they're breaking down because they haven't been tested, they haven't been battle scarred in their brain. Excuse that ding ding, ping on Messenger. They haven't been battle scarred in their brain, so they, when things do hit the fan, like the proverbial fan, big time. Let me just turn this down because I don't want this interrupting my life. Pardon. Know what I mean? See, turn it on silent. Yeah, when hardships do come, this is why many are breaking down now, because they haven't been tested. Um, and I have, and what I'm saying is, I use all of my pain from being in the care system, what it did to me, and I put all that love, what I wished I had, and what I didn't get, into my son. And that's what I've done. My Facebook, again, not to sound cocky, but I'm going to. My Facebook profile speaks for itself. My phone memory, mental love speaks for itself. Everything, is there. And all the way from babyhood, when my boy was like one, and on my first flight together going on holidays, I remember just being all, speaking to him like, and then getting to his facials and his moods. I was getting dirty looks from people. I didn't give a fuck, you know. People just couldn't see what I could see. And then you see the results now of being there present always from day one, engaged, immersion. Look how playful he is. But there's a problem. The problem is that provokes a lot of jealousy, because a lot of people don't like that. They don't like to see a very genuine, authentic connection between a parent and child, because many parents don't even bother themselves and take their own children for granted. Or, you know, in my situation, I've gone through certain things and done certain things where there's roadblocks and barriers involved right now, and I'm currently have limited access. But again, to my son. But again, I've got to be so careful what I say. But all I've ever needed is right here, and it's really cool because so what happens is that when you document, and I mean document to a T, everything, not just keeping others accountable, but yourself accountable as a man and as a father, and you create, you know, so many golden moments. My son's 6 now, and I get the freedom to say, "Hey, guess what, son? You were 2 here. Hey, son, you were 4 here." Da, 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 da. What does that do? Well, that enhances the bonds. That showcases, um, subconsciously, might not realize it consciously, but subconsciously, they understand. Wow, this us 2 here. Wow, that is got this picture of me. He cares. He really does care. As he understands technology, 4, 5, 6, they start to get into it properly. Like they know how the camera works and this and this filters and all these things. They understand what it means to, like, you know with the tech stuff and pictures, and so they'll understand to a certain degree consciously and most certainly subconsciously as to what you're trying to embody with memories for them. And when my son's 6, I say, yeah, 2, you were here, 4, you were here, boom, boom, and then it showcases that you care. And then when they see that you care, spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, you know, you're gonna have much more of an authentic zest, closeness to you, and I'm living proof of that, truly. Um, so I just wish to say these things, and I just also wish to finally say, because this is a long video, it's been a while, but I have to be careful what I say. I've said this quite a few times now, but with if anybody else is going through this surrounding parental alienation, you have to be strong. You have to document. You have to truly record everything, document, stack up your evidence, um, and above all else, you must find a way to pull pull through and push through with, like, grit and tenacity and persistency, but also with grace. Otherwise, it will stay in your face. So I just wish to share this because parental alienation is really common these days, and unfortunately, ego takes over, and ego takes over the child's own emotions and own development, and that in itself should be a crime because it's the child who suffers. When the parents are just putting their own needs and their tens and ego first, and trying to feel good with victories in the short term, but the detrimental impacts of that child in the long term, you know, it's disgusting, and it should be a crime, but unfortunately it isn't. But yeah, I can't say too much more. But anybody who is going through parental alienation, just be strong. Um, Always be present in spite of the circumstances. Stack up upon stack up upon stack up your evidence on this, whatever apps you need to use or so forth, right? Um, you just have to, if you can, and if both parties are willing, try and get on peacefully for that child's benefit. And I can drop a lot more tips on this, but I'm already 20 or nearly 20 minutes in. And then for the probably most likely fifth time I've had to say this, I have to be, I want to hammer the point home. I really have to be careful what I say. However, I want to take my viewers on the journey of discovery and hopefully provide valuable insights based on my bad experiences and transmitting all of my negatives into positive gifts for others. Um, and there's a quote, I'll leave you all with this. There's a quote by, if anybody's heard of him, David Goggins. And this is a bit of kitchen tissue here, but he says a rag. So I'm going to quote him here. And he says something along the lines of, when he pretends it's the rag, it's a bit of kitchen roll, but pretends it's a rag, as he's twisting it and he's saying, quotes, my soul is coming out and I won't be satisfied until every last drop of that water that's coming out of that rag, which is my soul, is emptied. Then I'll be satisfied. That's what he said. Now, by the same token, that's like me and my son. I've given him my soul, and I'll not be satisfied until I've done everything that people said I cannot do. I've got the house, I've got a business, I've done it all in spite of the worst odds. Now, that's a story for another time, but you know, people have always counted me out my entire life, always. Yeah, I'm still here, and I've got a good brain on me. I do, you know. I'm very effed up from what I've been through and what I'm currently going through, what my son most importantly is going through. But there is a good brain on my shoulders, and I just wish to share for anybody else who's going through hardships with parental alienation and other forms of abuse, trauma, you know, the narcissistic abuser cycle. I know a lot about that myself. There's many things I can identify and provide value towards others, you know, on these topics. But yeah, we're going back to the soul analogy. You know, you look at my Facebook profile, you know, to my regular fan base, welcome. To my new fans, sorry, to my regular fan base, welcome back. And to my new fans, welcome. But yeah, but both of you alike, if you scroll down to my profile, you'll see so much of me and my son with total immersion, not just being engaged, immersion, total immersion. But I wanted to come on here and make a stand, as in, many people post the good stuff. They post all the good stuff and the best parts that they want others to see and want the world to see. But what about the bads? What about the ugly? What about the authenticity? What about the journey? You know, most people won't do these things. Now, if I'm being honest, I wouldn't really do these things either, unless there was a deeper meaning behind it, and I was being guided by a cause much higher than myself, and that's my son, and that's God's, who is guiding me right now. I've never been more sure of anything in my life. In spite of the worst odds, even me posting this video, I haven't revealed too much, but I could still get in trouble to a certain degree. So I'm risking, if you revert back to my last written post, I'm risking things as well. But I know that truth will prevail. I know that in the end, Everybody reveals themselves in time, and in the end, the truth will always come out. And as God is my witness, it will come out. And I'll leave you with this. Stay strong, stay blessed. Whatever you're going through, I can, with parental alienation or trauma-centric things you've gone through or undergone, you'll be surprised how much I resonate once you hear my entire story. But again, I have to keep that leash on myself until time has passed, because I'm in the current situation right now. But soon it will end. And again, all I've ever needed was this right here. Stats, evidence, upon stat, upon stat, upon stat, upon stat, upon stat, evidence. And this is just stage one and phase one of many more to come. So, yeah, many more videos. Much love. God bless. If you made it this far, thank you for the end, reaching it until the end. I hope it served you somewhat to a certain degree. Much love to you all, and I'll pass through cross again. We'll cross again. Stay blessed. Awesome. Much love.